Hello world, welcome back to Razor RC. Just want to give a little update on my 2021 Xray XB4 carpet edition that we've got in front of us. Finally got the body all nice and painted up, so trying out this new sort of red into black fade with the silver white flames. And yeah, so finally got the right body and also made some modifications and changes that I'm going to be testing out as soon as my local track opens up that I think might make the buggy drive a little bit better. So if you've seen my first run video, I did have some issues with too much roll. Felt like it could have used some improvement there. Just want to go over that. Also made some other modifications. But first off, if you want to pick up the Xray XB4, definitely check out Euro RC. We've got a 5% coupon code, so you will get a pretty good discount on this. I'll put the coupon code down in the description below, but definitely a good place to check it out. That's where I got my XB4 from. And yeah, so we'll pop off the body real quick and take a look at the changes I made. First off, the biggest improvement I made was to actually get some widths bearing. These are their Hyperglide ceramic bearings. They've got these for the brand new kits, the Xray XB4 2021, and it's a full kit. Pretty much replaces every bearing in the vehicle. Makes a huge difference. I've been running this on my 22 X4, also from Wits Racing, and they sent me another set out for the XB4, and makes a huge difference. So just as an example, I've got my center diff here. The ceramic bearings just run forever. They probably will spin for about 30 seconds as opposed to something like the stock bearings. So stock bearings on the Xray, they are oiled, so they're not quite as bad as like grease filled, but even on the oil filled bearings, still a lot of drag. And so if you're running any sort of spec class, 13.5, 17.5, you know, any sort of limited power type class, ceramic bearings do seem to make a big difference. Probably one of the biggest improvements you can make to just get a little more power out of your vehicle. So definitely recommend checking out Wits Racing. Put down a little link in the description below. Next up, I also am trying different sway bars. So the kit sway bars are basically these 1.8 millimeter sway bars, front and rear. They are the same size. And actually the TLR sway bars will fit as well. They're pretty much the exact same shape and everything. So I actually happen to have a set of 2.0 sway bars already on my 22 X4. I'm throwing them onto my XB4 just to get a little stiffness. Like I mentioned, a little too much roll. Suspension felt a little soft, and just kind of made for a little bit more of a possibility of traction roll. I'm not sure about the kit setup on this, but it does seem a little bit on the soft side for me. And then also to address that, I did pick up some more springs. So I've got these XB4 5-dot front springs and 4-dot rear springs. So I'll be testing these out, seeing if they make a difference with the shocks. When I first ran it, I basically moved the shocks up a little bit to make them a little more linear, stiffen them up a little bit. That did help quite a bit. So I am going to try out these stiffer springs to see if there is any improvement there. I'm also going to try stiffening up the shock oils. So kit shock oils is 700 front, 550 rear. I'm going to try actually 750 up front, leave the rear as is and see how it runs, but we'll see how that goes. Next change I actually made was adding a little spacer here on the servo horn. So if you saw my first run video, this drag link was just way too angled. It's kind of more like that. And what that leads to is a little more expo effect in the steering. So I did notice with the steering, you know, initiating turn was fine, nice and linear, but as you kind of got into the middle of the stroke, you kind of had this expo effect where it'll steer a lot. And I think that's because of that angled steering link. So putting a few spacers on there kind of makes it a little more horizontal, back and forth, rather than sort of add an angle, and it will remove some of that expo effect. And then the last thing I did was actually I'm running associated shock cups here on the rear. So these little spring perches on the bottom. It's pretty much impossible to get down to like 12 millimeters of ride height or so. You're pretty much stuck at about 14 with the stock spring cups. They're just a little bit longer. So the associated ones also fit. They're just like a hair wider, so maybe about, I don't know, 0.1 millimeter or so. So they will grab onto the springs a little bit aggressively, yeah, they definitely will allow you to drop the ride height a little bit more. Get down to like 12 millimeters ride height is what I'm running now. So that just, you know, obviously carries a little more corner speed, has the buggy sitting a little bit lower, and less likely to traction roll. So anyways, that's it. Pretty much all the updates I made on my Xray XB4. definitely check out EuroRC. Get 5% off this kit. Also, Wits Racing ceramic bearings. They also have titanium turnbuckles, a new line of spec motors, fans, all kinds of goodies over there, and they make them for pretty much every car out there. Team Associated, Losi, Yokomo, Schumacher, and of course Xray. So thanks for watching. Definitely hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Look for more videos soon. Take care.